Now let's say the interviewer is asking you to change the string value to integer value, right? Why? Because there is some use case wherein we are getting the fetching the data from the over the net, and let's say I am fetching the data for my order only, okay, food order only, like this, okay, and then what I got from here is what? From here I have got 1 2 3 4 5, right? And I want to change this 1 2 3 4 5 into a number, and I want to use this as some for some calculation and arithmetic part. Okay, so how I can do that? Okay, so first let me have one, you know, number or a string first. Okay, so string, let's say S8 is what? S8 is, let's say anything you want to give, you can give, let's say 1,000 you want to give, you can give. But now we want to change it into a, why exactly you want to do it? See, if I do this out and I see this S8, and then I want to add some value to this, let's say I want to add, 500 more. Okay. Then if I will print this, it is going to give me what? It is going to give me 1,000 and then again 500, like this, because it is a string. So it will react as a string only. Oh, I'm so sorry. It is not going to go beyond this line. So I'm commenting this for now. Okay. So now see 1,500, like this, it is giving me as a string only. So I do not want like this. I want to do some mathematical calculation over this, because I can only, let's say, I can see in Selenium, we can only fetch the data from the, you know, DOM or whatever you want, web page or whatever you call it. We can only fetch the data in string format. Now, let's say we are fetching the data in string format, but this data that I'm fetching, you know, is a numeric data, and I want to do things with this numeric data. I want to write logic around this numeric data. Then what I'm going to do? How I'm going to change this? Okay, so first of all, I'll create a variable, let's say int j. Okay, and inside this, what I'm going to use is there is one method inside Java only. Okay, integer dot parse int. See, parse int, it is there, and what it is requiring as an argument, it is requiring a string. So string I'm passing s8, like this, right? So now if I do the same thing, if I do the same thing with not S8, but this time I'm doing the same thing with J, will it return me 1500? Yes, it is returning me 1500. So now the value of a string value has been changed into what? An integer value, right? So this is very important, right? So similarly, can I, change or, can I do something with, okay, just a second, guys. There is one exception that I wanted to explain you, that was number. Okay, okay. So if guys, just taking a one small case, that if you are going to use your percent value, okay, and you are not giving your S8 or something like that, and you are giving what? You are giving a text value along with your you know string S8. Let's say what I'm saying is that let's say my string S9 is what? My string S9 is um, let's say it is 1,000, and let's say it is test. Okay, like this. And then I'm doing the same thing and I'm changing this to an integer value. Okay, now what will happen? Now what will happen? Because we have text and we have the numeric digit value in this as well, right? Why I'm telling you this? Because whatever data we are going to fetch from the DOM or from the web page via Selenium, it can also have the text, right? It can also have textual value. It can, you know, need not necessary that it is only having digital value. It can also have a textual value along with the digital value, right? Like this, like we have had over here, your order food is like this, right? But this, along with the textual format, if you are trying to parse int and then you are trying to print it, let's say you want to print it like, this out, and you want to print your, not J this time, let's keep it K. Okay, you want to print your K, then what it is going to do? It is going to throw an exception, guys, right? And this is the same exception that I wanted to discuss, number format exception. Another interview question and a very important interview question, right? That it is going to throw me number format exception. Why? Because it can only change. So here is where your, substring and your trim, these, not trim, yeah, but your substring is going to come into the picture. That only 4 digits are there and they are at the initial phase only. And if there are spaces, then you can use your string as well, right? uh, Trim you can use over here, right? So this is how your interviewer is going to catch you. Okay. Anyways, now moving on to if I can, change my string to double. Okay. If you really want to change your string to double, what you are going to do? So let's say my string is string s10 is what? My string s10 is a double value, which is, let's say, 17.89, like this. Okay, this is a double value inside my string. Then how I'm going to change it to double? Simply, I'll create a, variable of double, and inside this, I'm going to keep a d, and simply double dot. There is again there is parse, simply like parse int. There is parse double, and then I'm keeping s10 over here as the Eclipse has suggested me, and then I'm going to sys out what? I'm so sorry. I'm going to sys out what? I'm going to sys out my D. And with D, let's say I'm adding 10 more. Can I do that? Let's say, oh, my code is not going to go beyond this line, so I'm commenting this again. Okay. Okay. Which line it is throwing me the error? I guess it is throwing me the error at line number 117. Is it? Yes. So I should comment this as well, like this. Okay. Now let me see. Yeah, here. See, it was 17.89. Now it is what? 27.89. Right? Earlier, if I do the same thing, okay, earlier, if I do the same thing with S10, not instead of D, if I do the same thing with S10, then it is going to treat it as what? It is going to treat it as a string. Okay. Similarly, if I, want to change my, I've changed my string into int, I've changed my string into double. But what if I want to change my integer into string? Then what? Okay. This is quite different from the above one. So I'll say string to double. Okay. Now I want to change it again to, I want to change my integer to string only. Because again, it can be other way around as well, right? Whatever you are doing, you have to complete it, and the complete approach it has to be there so that, the complete preparation of the interview is there and you have complete knowledge, and knowledge is equals to confidence, right? So now you want to change your integer to string. So let's take one integer, which is integer. Let's say integer L or anything, P is equals to what? Say 1000. Again, we'll take 1000 only. Okay. So now if I do simply, P plus 10, okay, then it is going to return me what? An arithmetic solution for it. But I want is to be converted into string. Okay. Then what I can do? Okay. I can simply have, see guys, there is one method in string as well. So string, let's say S11 is what? String S11 is, see, the moment I write string over here and dot, there is one method which is value of. See, there are so many value of method overloading done, right? Similarly, there is one, see, you can change your float into string, you can change your double into string, you can change your character into string, right? You can change your boolean value into string. Okay, you can change anything into string using object. Okay, so basically you can change anything to string. Okay, so similarly here also I can change my p into string like this, right? And then I can say, okay, sys out p, okay, plus 100. Now it is going to consider it as a generic string. Okay, okay, I have to add S11, not P. Okay, I have to concatenate S11, not the P. So because P is still an integer and S11 is a new string of P's integer value. So now it is going to react as a string, right? So this was important, guys, and very important. Okay, okay, guys. So again, if you want to change it to, like if you again want to change it to integer, then you can, first of all, you can use the P only. But if you again want to change, and you can also change it using this. Okay, like this. Hmm. Okay, guys. Now let's move to the next concept and go a little, deep into string manipulation. Okay, there is one important thing that we have discussed in our initial days, that we have to use equals method. Where it is, yeah, we have to use equals or equals ignore case. In string we cannot use double equals. Remember, we have discussed this somewhere in the initial classes, right? When we were comparing in comparison operators, we have discussed this, that we cannot use double equals. We have to use equals method of string. Although we can use double equals, and it is going to be same as well. It is going to give you same results as well. But one result it will be filling in, and there is a backend logic, the memory management logic behind it. Okay, so we are going to see that. So let's say I am creating another class for that. Okay, and in this class I am going to keep my another method, or let's keep it in the same class so that it is easier for you to always revise it. Okay, anyway, so yeah. So this is what we were discussing, that whenever your equals and equals operator will be discussed, you have to showcase it like this, that you have to create a new object every time, and you have to show that okay, this is returning false and this is returning the right value. Why? Because this is creating another object of the same value, okay, using the new keyword. So your equals operator will always return you a false, and your equals method will still return you true because the value is true. So if you really want to validate the values, always use equals, because it will ignore all the new creation of the object. Because of course it will not match, because every expected and actual result you are validating with each other, it is going to get created in a new variable. It is going to be created, and it might use a new keyword while creating that particular value or storing that particular value from the web page. So every time you need not to be worried about it, that is it really, the coming from the new object, or is it the same object it is identifying on? So it is better that you always use equals, and there is no issues with equals. That is the reason why string has given us equals. That if you are only focused on the value, then you can simply use equals and it will ignore all such cases.